Rashad, why you didn't
Anyways,
hit me up?
What's up, Rashad? Hey, Rashad.
What's up, Rashad?
Thank you, Rashad.
brother, I love you, brother. Trump lit
What's up,
in it,
Rashad?
yeah.
What it do, boy?
Hey, Rashad.
What else? I want to talk about the Reverend Jesse Jackson before I get into everything. So, prayers up to Reverend Jesse Jackson Sr., first of all, everything like that. I had my first interaction with Jesse Jackson. It was, I want to say, maybe 2019. I just got my job in Mississippi, and I was working for, under the USA Today network, and everybody with the USA Today network got verified. It was one of the reasons why I took the job. Because back then on Twitter, to get verified, you had to be like someone of note or worthy or a journalist or something like that. And so when I got verified, like the first person to DM me was Reverend Jesse Jackson, the Reverend Jesse Jackson, or someone from his team, his account, whatever. They just randomly DM'd me, bro. And they were like, yo, spread the word. My friend, we got a party. And it was a banner for the NBA All-Star weekend. He was hosting a party. And I was like, okay, well, shoot, it's Jesse Jackson. They ain't got to tell me twice. So I'll post a flyer. I said, yo, Reverend Jesse Jackson, wanted to share with y'all, the party is going down. All-Star weekend, whoop whoop. I'm playing it up and stuff like that. But I was just like, the whole day, I was like, what the heck? Jesse Jackson? Like, Jesse Jackson reached out to me and I just got verified. But I felt like I made it, man. So that was the first thing. And then, so then I moved back to Atlanta with my next job back at Rolling Out and things of that sort. And it was MLK Day weekend. And who came down? It was Kamala Harris and President Joe Biden. I think that was the first event with the Biden administration that I saw them in person and things of that sort. And that's the first time I ever seen the president in person. So, so I go in and I'm walking around and it's so many big, like kind of influential figures out there. They're talking about the John Lewis Voting Rights Act bill and things of that sort. And I see, Reverend Jesse Jackson. I see Al Sharpton as well. That's a whole nother story. I see Al Sharpton. Long story short, I ask him for an interview. He says no. I see him. He said no. He says not right now. So I see him later, and I said right now. And he just looked at me and he ignored me. He kept walking. Real talk, real spiel. That was Al Sharpton. So Jesse Jackson, I asked him for an interview. He says yes automatically. And this was the first time I learned about his condition. I believe he had he's dealing with the disease and things of that sort. Plus, he was affected by the virus and the pandemic. So that made his speech even tougher. I seen him speak later down the line and he apologized for his speech because he was dealing with both of those conditions and things of that sort. But the first time I was like, dang, I don't even know what this man's saying. Like he was just mumbling. It was kind of very low voice and stuff like that. And this is someone who's a powerful speaker. Jesse Jackson, Reverend Jesse Jackson. So I'm like, man, I interviewed you. And then at the end, he smiled at me and then he shook my hand, gave me a firm handshake. And I was just like, bro, I just interviewed Jesse Jackson. Like, that's crazy, bro. It's on my phone and stuff. And I appreciate him so much, bro. For that interview and just always being nice to me and stuff. Like I said, Reverend Al Sharpton, no, I said no. Jesse Jackson, first time, said yes automatically. Then Jesse Jackson people and their team, shouts out to Mr. Graves, everything of that sort, right? Them folks invite me out to Rainbow Coalition stuff events, which is Jesse Jackson's, organization he's the founder of and things of that sort. So, I go to my first Rainbow Coalition event. I believe it was in New York, and they were celebrating 25 years of the Rainbow Push Coalition. And they celebrated by going to the stock market and ringing the bell for the day at the stock market up in New York City. So I think this was my first time in New York City, things of that sort. So it was really cool. I had my ice trays on and stuff like that to troll the city of New York, some corny stuff. And that's what it was. So we went to the stock market exchange. I was like, bro, I can't believe I'm in the stock market exchange right now up in New York City on Wall Street. Like, what is going on right now? And I was up there with I'll Be Sure. That's when I met I'll Be Sure, my Uncle Al. and I met Pete Rock. Shout out to Pete Rock. This for Pete Rock, new version of Pete Rock. I know my Brown's like 3L love, so I switched my girls around like 3L dub. I'm calling. What'd you say? Out to. Anyways, a whole other thing. But yeah, it was cool being up there. Very nice experience. I got Jesse Jackson talking once again, and then talking at the end of the day. And he gave his speech, his famous speech. I am somebody. I am somebody, and it was really dope seeing. Shouts out to Jesse Jackson. So that was that. And then there was another case in back in Atlanta where Rainbow Push Coalition had like a gala and things of that sort in Atlanta. He was supposed to show up, Reverend Jesse Jackson, and he didn't because he was hospitalized. So we did a story on that, him being hospitalized and things of that sort, and it did really well. But I just felt really bad for him because like he was just in, you know what I'm saying? Like when you used to seeing somebody, and then no longer that, like it does to you something to you like spiritually and stuff like that. So there was that. That was 3 years ago. 3 years later, Reverend Jesse Jackson is still kicking. He's still around, but now, you know, his health is failing. It's continued to have complications and things of that sort. So I just pray for his family, everything like that. And I also wanted to say publicly that the Reverend Jesse Jackson, I appreciate you so much for all the brief encounters that we had and all the opportunities that you provided for me. You allowed me to go to the stock market exchange for the first time in my life. It's a bucket list moment and a moment I'll never forget. The first time I went to New York City was because of you. And thank you for being one of the first like people to reach out to me and kind of like show me that I don't know, like I am somebody. Like ironically, like you kind of show me that I was somebody, like being one of the first people to reach out to me once I was verified and stuff like that on Twitter. So as small of a thing that as that might seem, like that's just the truth. And I really appreciate that. So thank you for everything, for all your contributions and all the ways that you helped me in particular. Didn't take it for granted. And it's still like crazy that a legend and an icon like yourself, who has led the Black community for so many generations and for so many people, for so many decades, for you to like see little old me and support me and just say hey to me, just acknowledge my existence. I really appreciate it. And prayers up once again to Jesse Jackson's family. So with that being said, that was a 20-minute intro, 21-minute intro. Let's get to this these streamers, I guess. Let's get to the streamers, bro. All right. Where we at?
Rashad, why you
anyways.
didn't hit me up?
What's up, Rashad? Hey, Rashad.
What's up, Rashad?
Thank you, Rashad.
Brother, I love you, brother.
What's up, Rashad? What it do, boy?
Hey, Rashad.